What's up, techies? Josh here, and this is my OnePlus 5T review. I'm going to talk about what I don't like and what I do like. I want to get what I don't like out of the way because there's really nothing major to talk about. It's really just preferences and a couple little nitpicky things. Other than that, this is a fantastic phone, so I definitely think you should take a look at it. I'll leave a link down below in the description. Also, hit that notification bell, subscribe button if you've not subscribed yet, so that way you don't miss any videos from me. Follow me on all the social networks, all that fun stuff, so that way you guys don't miss anything that I put out there. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this review and get the stuff I don't like out of the way so we can talk about the good stuff about this phone. First of all, probably the most disappointing thing about this phone is that it is nothing like that sandstone back that we saw with the OnePlus One. I was extremely bummed out that it was not like that texture. I was actually planning on rocking this thing without a case or anything like that because I love that sandstone back that the OnePlus One had. It's probably my favorite, I would say the best design, or at least the best material that I've seen put on a phone. And I was hoping to have that again with the OnePlus 5T. It is also white, which was awesome. That's something I do like. I was really stoked that there's a white model. There's not many white phones that come out these days, and that's my favorite color for a phone. So I was really excited that this was white and sandstone, but yeah, the sandstone is just not there. It's a very smooth texture. It is not anything like that. So they need to quit marketing it as sandstone. It is not. Like, if you're gonna buy this and expect it to feel like that, it's not. Like, I've probably said that it's not quite a few times, and I want to get that across because that was way too hyped up saying that this was sandstone. So moving on from that, because like I said, these things that I don't like about this phone are very, I would say, minor and also just preference. So my preference was I was hoping to have that sandstone back. I am glad that it's white. Like, I think it looks fantastic. It's got a nice white-red accent. Nope, I'm getting into the stuff I like. Let's talk about stuff I don't like first. Moving on from the texture and how I was just disappointed with that part, the camera. This is kind of like a 50-50 thing. It's got a really good camera. It takes nice photos, it takes nice video, and all that kind of stuff. But when you've used the Pixel 2 XL or even the iPhone 10, with the portrait modes, those things are great. I'd say the Pixel is definitely the best portrait mode camera out there. They're trying, and it just doesn't have that same quality, so I was pretty disappointed in that. Like, I'm not saying it's horrible or anything like that. It's just not as good as those guys. I really got spoiled on the Pixel and also the iPhone 10 because those two phones do a really good job with it. This one, I mean, I don't know what else they could do other than software updates, but it's definitely not as good as the other one. So I was a little disappointed with that because, you know, OnePlus likes to kind of puff up their camera a bit. And all the other areas like photos and videos look really, really good. So if you're just taking like the normal stuff, you're gonna get some really nice stuff. They have 2 slots for a nano SIM card. Now, pretty much I would say the majority of people would only use 1 SIM card. So that means that they have space for an SD card. I would much rather have an SD card than another SIM card slot. If they were gonna change something, maybe have a dual purpose. I know there's some phones out there that have the option to have, you can use that second slot as a SIM or an SD card. I think that would probably play better in their favor to do it that way. It does have 128 gigs, which is a good thing. And that's the only amount of gigs that you could get with the white model. It's also got the 8 gigs of RAM. So yeah, there's the things that I don't like about this phone. And like I said, pretty much just preference kind of issues and nothing really major. So let's move on into what this phone does well. And again, I'm gonna go right back into the camera because the camera does fantastic for what you're getting. I mean, this phone only cost me about $550. That's a really good price for what you're getting out of this phone. You're getting great photo quality and video quality. It's kind of somewhat of a beefier Google camera is the way that I've seen many put it. And I would say that's probably pretty accurate. It's pretty simple to operate. You just do a few little swiping gestures to go between photo and video and also the portrait mode. So just a video sample of walking with the phone handheld. I'm not doing any kind of stabilization tactics at all. So I'm kind of curious to see what it's like. This is currently in 4K. Now I've swapped to 1080p 60 frames per second. It seems like it's a lot smoother. So it doesn't seem like 4K has much stabilization as far as what I can see on the screen. As far as the front-facing camera goes, it looks pretty smooth. It only goes up to 1080p, but dynamic range and all that kind of stuff is going to vary. See if I can tap. Yeah, I can tap the screen to do the different, whether it's focus or the exposure, all that kind of stuff. So that's good. I like that for the front-facing camera. And I like that you can snap a photo while recording, so that's really good too. The OnePlus 5T has a really fast charging speed. It's got dash charge, and it's just fantastic. Like, that thing just boosts up the phone like in no time. So if you're in a crunch or in a bind, you're gonna get plenty of juice on just a short amount of time being connected to that charger. And that kind of reminds me that this actually does have wireless charging, so if that's something that you're looking for, you're not gonna get that with this phone. Another cool thing about this is that it's got probably the fastest face unlock technology that I've seen. It takes no time to unlock this thing. So let's see if I can do this that way you guys can see. I mean, that was so quick. I was like, did it by accident. So lift it up, press the power button, and it's already there. So quick. I mean, it's crazy. That's amazing how fast that is. It's so fast. Let me get my iPhone 10. All right, I had the iPhone 10 laying over on the side. The thing I don't like with the iPhone 10 is that you're still gonna do a swipe action to unlock the phone. With this, I mean, you simply press the power button and it unlocks. See how fast that was? That was just like sick. The iPhone 10 does have the feature when you raise it, it turns on the lock screen, but you're still gonna swipe up. Now it works pretty good. I mean, I'm wearing a hat and all that kind of stuff, but I definitely like how the OnePlus 5T does it versus the iPhone 10, to where like I press that button and that's it. Like, it's just really fantastic. And then if it doesn't work, or if you just like to use the fingerprint sensor, you have that option here too, and it's pretty quick as well. You don't have that on the iPhone 10. I wish they would have just put it on the back like OnePlus 5T did, or OnePlus did, I should say, not OnePlus 5T, but oh my goodness, I can't talk. But how OnePlus did it to the OnePlus 5T, they moved the fingerprint sensor on the back. On previous models, they had it on the front, kind of like what we see with Galaxy devices and whatnot, or even the HTC U11. So I like that design a lot. I'm glad they didn't get rid of it. That's just a trend that I hope companies don't pick up from Apple, is that, one, please nobody do that notch, but also keep a fingerprint sensor on the phone somewhere. Put it somewhere. If you can't put it on the front, put it on the back, or even on the side like some companies do. Oh man, what else can I say about this phone? I mean, speed. It's got great performance. It's got 8 gigs of RAM. I don't know if it even needs that much, but it's definitely there and it does a great job. You can fly through apps like nothing. It's really good. The loudness of this phone is pretty dang stellar as well. It gets really loud. I'm not gonna say it's the best quality EQ wise of how it sounds, but it definitely gets loud. And if I'm not mistaken, and this kind of reminds me of another thing, is that it's not water resistant. A lot of phones are water resistant these days, but I would say that's like the premium top dollar flagships that you can see the water resistance with. It is pretty cool how they have this button on the side to where you can toggle between a ringer, vibrate, or silent. So it's just a quicker, easier way without actually accessing your lock screen or your home screen to get to those kind of options. Probably live without it. I'm okay with using the volume rocker to do that kind of stuff. I think it adds an extra button, but it could be something that, you know, you might like. Man, I could probably ramble on a little bit more about this phone, but for the most part, I think you're gonna get a really good device for this price. You can't beat it for this kind of tier that it kind of falls into. So if you're looking to get one, I'll have that link down below in the description. I like it. I'm disappointed in just a few little minor things, but I think if you're going for a device like this, you're gonna be very, very happy. And the last thing I wanna leave with this, because I almost forgot to say it, is that I really like the operating system. It reminds me of the old ROMing days before I used to put a bunch of ROMs on phones. I used to root them and then put custom software on it, all that kind of stuff. And that's actually where they got this software from. Oxygen OS used to be from some makers that used to do ROMs. So it kind of gives that feel to it as well. It's got a lot more options than what the stock Android has. As a matter of fact, I've said for a long time now that Oxygen OS should be what stock Android should be like. Stock Android is catching up to it, but I love all the customization, all the options that you get with Oxygen OS. So yeah, there's my OnePlus 5T review. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, smash that thumbs up. I never say smash that thumbs up, but hit it, you know, click it, whatever term you want to use for to do that action. Yeah, I appreciate it when you guys share my videos as well. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.